In this lesson, I want to show you how to import an Edge Animate composition into Dreamweaver. I'm going to import it into this page, fefa.html, in the Fluid Grid Layout site, which I've now finished styling. You can find a copy of the updated site in the fluid_begin folder in the multimedia folder of the course assets. So let's switch to Edge Animate to look at the animation that I've been working on. It's a simple slideshow. Let's set it running. It consists of 4 images, and after a short while the next image slides in, and as the image slides in, the dots underneath change to indicate where you are in the slideshow. You can also use these dots to move to a specific image. There's also a pause and a play button, and it just continues running around and around. I've done all the coding, so all I'm going to do is to show you how you export it as a composition for use in Dreamweaver. But if you'd like to follow along, you can find a copy of this page, slideshow.html. It's in the animate_assets folder of the multimedia folder. Otherwise, just watch along, because there's a copy of the finished Animate composition in the multimedia folder for you to use. To export as a composition, you need to change the Publish settings. Go to the File menu and select Publish Settings. By default, Web is normally selected. We don't want it to go to the web, we want an Animate deployment package, so select that. Edge Animate exports deployment packages as an OAM file. Basically, this is a zip file that contains everything that's needed for the animation. By default, the target directory is a subdirectory of the current directory, and it's called Publish Animate_package. If you want to change that, click this icon here and select the folder you want to save it in. If you want to change the published name, you can do so here. Slideshow is fine, and this poster image is a still image that will be shown by older browsers that don't understand HTML5. If you click Save, that just saves the settings without actually publishing. Click this Publish button here and it publishes the package. So I'm just going to click that and it closes, and I can now return to Dreamweaver. I want to put the slideshow in the intro article after the first paragraph, so I'm going to click at the end of the paragraph, and it's important to make sure that your insertion point is outside the current paragraph. So I'm going to select the P in the tag selector at the bottom of the document window and then press the right arrow key once to make sure that I'm outside of the paragraph. Then open the Insert panel and go to the Media category, and right at the top there is Edge Animate Composition. Click that, and then you need to navigate to where you saved the composition. So mine will be on the desktop. It's in the course assets, multimedia, animate assets, publish, animate package, and there it is, slideshow.oam. Just select it and then click OK. And Dreamweaver inserts a placeholder for the composition. All you see in design view is this large grey area and logo, but if you turn on live view, after a few seconds it should work. So there is the animation working. I'm just going to turn off live view. In the property inspector, with the composition selected, you can see that it's got an ID. You can change that here. I'm going to leave it at Edge ID, and it gives it a width and a height. Now this is a fluid grid layout, so you might think that it would be a good idea to remove the width and the height. Actually, that doesn't work. The Edge Animate composition works in a rather unusual way. It's all controlled by JavaScript, so it's best to leave that there. And let's just switch to the Files panel and scroll up and refresh. And Dreamweaver has inserted a new folder called Edge Animate Assets, and everything for the slideshow is in there. But let's just save the page and view it in a browser to see how it reacts when the browser window is resized. So let's go to Google Chrome and let's bring in the browser, and there is the animation there, and immediately you can see that there is a problem. Down here there's a big gap between those buttons and the actual slideshow, and the more that I decrease the size of the browser window, the bigger that gap becomes. So let's go back into Dreamweaver, and what we need to do is to open Split View and then scroll right down to the bottom of the page just before the closing body tag and insert a space there. Then in the course assets in the multimedia folder there is a text file called fixheight.txt. Copy that script and then paste it in there and save the page. Then let's go back to our browser and refresh, and now what is happening is that the height is being adjusted automatically by JavaScript and those buttons are in the right place. So that's how you create an Edge Animate composition and import it into Dreamweaver. In Edge Animate, go to File, Publish Settings, select Animate Deployment Package and click Publish. Then in Dreamweaver, select Edge Animate Composition in the Media category of the Insert panel and navigate to the OAM file that you exported from Edge Animate.